back with you, and the topic that has been chosen is power of concentration. So, do you think that concentration is a very important aspect for us to achieve success? All of you are students of engineering. So, why do you think concentration is very important? Anyone? To reach our goals? Yes, wonderful. Any other reason? There are many people who aspire to achieve success, but very few actually achieve it. One of the reasons is the ability to focus, persevere, concentrate, and put the efforts. That makes a big difference. And so, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is beautifully said that my mind is my best friend and my mind is my worst enemy. How can the same mind be the best friend and the worst enemy? The mind which is in my control is my best friend, and the mind which is not in my control is my worst enemy. We may decide that, okay, my exams are coming, I should study, and I make a timetable, and I plan, and I do everything. But if my mind is not in control, all that planning goes for a waste, and instead of following the plan and studying, I may end up binge watching some Netflix series, or I may end up just playing something with my friend. So I may decide to get up early, but then the alarm has a snooze button. We put it on snooze, again go back to sleep, we lose the time. So the mind has to be controlled, and one of the best things to control the mind is to focus it. We don't have to restrain it, we have to only focus it. So if we develop the power of concentration and focus, we can achieve a lot of things that we want to achieve in life. And so, go ahead. The next one. So, it is the most sophisticated and subtle equipment that is available to us is our mind. See, all the equipments, the technology, the advancements, the whatever artificial intelligence nowadays that we are creating, is it not a product of human mind? The most sophisticated machine on earth also is created by the human mind. So that mind has tremendous power. It can process 2000 billion bits of information every second. Even a computer today does not have that much capacity yet. 2000 billion bits of information per second is massive. That's the power of our mind, our brain. And so, this power has to be harnessed. And our culture, the yogic masters, they knew how to harness this power. And so, limitless is that potential of our mind, and wherever we focus our attention, that particular thing will flourish. If we focus our attention on the positives, on an inspiring goal, on something which is very noble, that mind will grow in that direction. If we focus on the negative, on the things which are very mediocre, very ordinary, then the mind will focus and flourish on that. So every single moment, what kind is a very important aspect. And so the power of focus is the most important power in the mind itself. If the mind has limitless potential, the power of focus is the most important power it has. And anybody who knows how to train that power of focus and apply it will achieve success. You see, many great achievers, if you read their lives, they wake up early in the morning and they get a head start to the day. They wake up by 4 o'clock, even sometimes 3:30. Much before others, they wake up and they invest the first 2 hours of the day in doing something which is requiring more critical thinking or more focus or more concentration, and they are able to keep their life simple and focus on what is simple in our country, industrialists, sportsmen, so many of them. The power of focus is, but we should know how to use that power. Majority of us are not taught how to channelize the power and focus that. There was one Zen master, he had two dogs. One is a blackie, one is a whitey. That's the name. And these two dogs constantly, they are playing with each other, they are fighting with each other also sometimes. So once a visitor came and he saw these two dogs and he asked the master that of these two dogs, which one wins? And the master said very beautifully, the one that I feed wins. The dog which the master feeds, that dog will win on that particular day. Now think about it. Is it not true that even in our mind there are positive thoughts, negative thoughts, and they are constantly at war? Whichever focus we give on, whatever we feed, that will flourish. And so, power of concentration is very important power of this mind. So what exactly is the mind which is fed with the alcohol of desires? Overcome by the ghost of comparison and bit by the scorpion of jealousy. Such a restless monkey is our mind. But that mind also can be trained. And so a proper definition of mind is a flow of thoughts. Like the river is a flow of water. Continuous flow when it happens, then we call it as a river. If there is no flow, we don't call it as a river. It may be a tank, a pond, a lake, but the flow is important. Same way, if just the thoughts are there, we don't call that as a mind. One by one the thoughts flow. That flow of thoughts is called as the mind. And just like this water, the flow of water, does it have energy or not? Tremendous energy it has. And when a dam is built across that, then what happens? That energy is harnessed, electrical power is generated, turbines are moved, so many things happen with that electric power. Same way, our mind, every single thought has so much power. Do you know on an average how many thoughts does a human being think? Any guess you want to take? In a day, one human being thinks how many thoughts? Let's take a guess. Estimate, don't worry. In one day, how many thoughts? If you calculate one thought per second, then 1 minute, 60 thoughts. Then, if you calculate that way, let us say, how many hours are we awake? 60 minutes into 60 thoughts, 1 hour we have 3,600 thoughts. And suppose we are awake, and let us say we are at least 18 hours we are awake, 20 hours we may be awake. Then that many thoughts, 3,600 into 20, 18 let us say even if you take. So on an average if you do, a human being thinks 60,000 thoughts in a day. And every single thought creates energy. You are engineering students, you may be aware, our body itself produces electrical energy. And every single thought in the brain, one neuron is fired. So, we have tremendous power in our brains. If that power is not utilized, then what happens? It goes sometimes in wrong directions and then and so in the Gita asks this question to the Lord that my mind is very fickle. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Is very, very fickle. One thought it thinks about one topic, in the next moment it thinks to the other topic, it goes to the other topic. Just like a monkey jumps from branch to branch, the mind one time is in the class, suddenly it goes to the movie, then it goes to somewhere else, then it goes to a mall, then it comes to my girlfriend, then it goes back to my parents. And where am I sitting? In the class. It has gone over the world and again come back. So, the mind is very fickle. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Pramati, it is very impulsive, turbulent. One moment it feels I want to study, the next moment it says no, I will first finish chatting with my friend. Impulsively it will do, it will just change. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi. It doesn't have control over itself. Balavadridham, it becomes very strongly attached and it is unyielding. Such a mind is very difficult to control. Even a storm is easy to control. So how do I control this mind? And Bhagavan gives beautiful answers in that. He says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya. With practice and concentration, Abhyasa there is concentration. You train the mind in concentration and you will be able to control it. Do you learn anything about concentration in your education? Are you learning any techniques? I'm asking just, I want to know. Is there any yoga, pranayam or meditation or any other techniques or visualization, anything that you learn through your school or your college days? Yes or no? No? So people want us to succeed, but they are not teaching us the way to focus. Everybody says focus, don't lose focus, achieve your goals, but how to focus? Gita has a beautiful method, and then there are various other techniques that we will see today. Go ahead. So what exactly is concentration? Before we go to what is concentration, we should see memorizing. That okay, I mug up whatever I have to learn and I remember and then I reproduce in the exam and then I forget. It is not just memorizing. Memory is one part of concentration. Concentration is not merely being efficient and doing things very quickly in a very prompt way. It is not merely paying attention. It is no doubt paying attention, but there is a deeper aspect to concentration. And it is not mere thoughtlessness, that I should have no thought, then I am in the most concentrated state. What exactly is concentration is very simple. It is the ability to direct the attention to a single object to the exclusion of everything else. So if I am listening to, let's say, any class in electrical engineering, let us say any subject, then my focus is on that and all other thoughts not related to it are excluded. Suppose I tell you, think of an apple and your mind visualizes an apple, thinks about an apple, feels the color of an apple, thinks about the red color of the apple or whatever, an apple juice. Then the mind is focused on orange or a pear or a strawberry, only apple. So that ability where I hold on to one to the exclusion of all other thoughts which are not related, that ability is called concentration. And this ability is very important today. In psychology, they call this also as the ability of executive control, where the mind has the control to focus on what is important and exclude what is not important. That ability is very, very crucial in decision making. When I take decisions in life, what I should consider and what I should exclude, that is very important. And so, attention plus absorption is equal to concentration. When I pay attention to something and I absorb my mind into that, then that ability is called concentration. And that ability is the key of all success. Because if I pay attention properly and my mind is absorbed in that, then I will save time, I will learn better, I will remember faster, I will assimilate and I will live that also. So a lot of difference between people who are successful and who are mediocre or who are not able to be successful is the ability to pay attention and to absorb themselves. If you see Sachin Tendulkar or MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, all of these people, their powers of concentration very, very high. Why? Because they have trained their attention systematically. Every cricketer, if you see how they train themselves, they have to see, especially batsmen, they have to see the ball, how it is released. From 22 yards, they have to see the ball. And they pay attention. So the point is, attention and absorption, very, very crucial. And that is a great power that we have, which we generally don't tap. And so today we will see how in our culture concentration is called ekagrata. So how to develop this ekagrata. Just like the water we spoke about has so much energy, sunlight. Last week I was in Kochi That entire Kochi airport is the world's first airport which is run only on solar panels. Alternative source of energy is saving so much for the environment. And so this solar cells or even this simple convex lens, what will it do? It can tap the energy of the sun and direct it. Here it is a paper, but one can direct it wherever, and how much power is generated through that. Same way, when the mind becomes single pointed, it can achieve success in every aspect. It's not only in career. And hence, very important it is to develop this concentration. If I understand concentration as a very important value in my life, I can apply it everywhere. It's not meant only for studies. Think about it. Concentration will help us to harness our hidden potentials. Concentration will ensure that our life is not boring. You know, young people, even small children nowadays, if you ask them, how are you? Fine. How is life? Going on, pulling on, boring. You know what is boring? Boring is because I am not paying attention, that's all. Otherwise, today we have more entertainment options than our parents and grandparents or not. We have many more televisions, many more OTT platforms and many more methods of relaxation, enjoyment than our parents and grandparents. Yet our life seems to be more boring than their life. Why? Because we may not be able to pay attention properly. If our attention is paid to the present moment, even a simple act of eating a chocolate can be very enjoyable. So life will not be boring if I am concentrating. Otherwise, I am seeing a best movie but my mind is not there, I won't enjoy it. So if I want to enjoy life, I need concentration. If I want to conserve energy and time, I need concentration. If I want to burn away negativities of the mind, I need concentration. In relationships, don't people say that, you know, you are with me but you are never with me, your mind is somewhere else. What is the point? You give me quality time. What is the meaning of that quality time? You may be with each other, physically in front of each other, but you are not listening to what the other person is saying. One young couple, you know, a boy and a girl, they are celebrating 5 years of being together. So they had a small party and then all their friends came and they enjoyed, they had some dance and all that. Now they both are sitting quietly and this boy looks at the girl and he says, "My dear, I love you." The girl is doing something on the phone. So little more loudly he says, "My dear, I love you." She's still not paying any attention. Third time he says, "My dear, I love you." And the girl replies, yeah, I know, I am also tired of you. She is not even paying attention, she is not listening, she is doing something else. This man is having some different feeling for her and he become romantic. That is what happens many times in relationships with each other. Why? Because focus is not there, concentration is not there, their mind is preoccupied. And so sensitivity towards others, listening, communication. So many times children try to say certain things to the parents, but the parent is absorbed so much in their thought, parent is not listening. Child wants to do some other option for career, but the parent is insisting, no, you must do this only. In India, that common joke is there, no? That what do you want to become? I don't know. First I will become an engineer, then I will decide. Think about it. So many parents push their children to do engineering just because it is supposed listening. Aspect even in relationships. Even if you want to build successful relationships, you want to work together with people in a team, one must be able to carefully listen, understand, be sensitive. Move ahead. So all knowledge is within us, just that we don't know how to tap it. If we learn the power of concentration, we can tap this. And so now let us go back. Let's do one simple exercise. All of you have a pen with you? If you don't have, try and borrow if anybody else has. There's a nice simple concentration test that you can do. You will enjoy this very much. We have to start it at the same time, so don't start. Just write your name and date and wait. Once everybody gets it, then you can start. It's a very enjoyable test. You will love it. Pass on. Take one and pass on quickly. Just write your name and date. Don't worry, you don't have to submit it here and we will not evaluate it. It is just for you, but write your name and date and keep. All right. If anybody completes it, you bring the paper to me. Don't do anything else. If you want to know your power of concentration, you should solve it. You will enjoy it. क्या हुआ?
There are 4 characters code in the
Right.
You should nearly finish it. So, tick mark this
No, you have to do ना all this. ये कौन करेगा? टिक मार्क क्यों करना है? कहाँ लिखा है टिक करो करके? करना पड़ेगा ना दूसरा सब जो लिखा है. टिक मार्क करना कहीं पे लिखा नहीं है. 2 minutes. 2 minutes more. Nobody has completed yet. Come on. टिक नहीं करना है. कहाँ लिखा है टिक? टिक करो. कहाँ लिखा है? हाँ,
टिक नहीं.
और क्या करना है? No one has finished yet. कहाँ खत्म हुआ? नहीं किया. हाँ बट नहीं हुआ. अभी पढ़ो. One minute more. Some of you have attempted well, but not yet completed. नहीं हुआ. Not done. पढ़ो पढ़ो ठीक से पढ़ो. नहीं हुआ. ये सब नहीं किया. All this is not done. Okay. Time up. वो एक टाइम अप, टाइम अप, टाइम अप. Okay, so did you enjoy this test? What is given in the instruction there? This test will assess your powers of concentration and your information processing ability. You should comfortably complete this test within a few minutes if you read everything properly and quickly before writing anything. How many of you read everything before writing anything? Very few read everything. So if you read everything, you would come to what? Instruction number 12. What does that instruction number 12 say? Ignore all the numbered instructions on this sheet except instruction 12. And write the letter pass into the boxes. How many of you wrote pass? All of you failed. Because what are the next two words? If empty, are the boxes empty? Are boxes empty on top here? 1, 2, 3, 4 is written in it. It's not empty. So you had to actually give back the sheet as it is without doing anything. You didn't have to write anything. You didn't have to tick anywhere. You didn't have to do the exercise. Nothing. Think about it. Now some of you didn't do anything, so you are saying that okay, I finished, I am successful. But you have to read through it and then come to it by your thinking. Alright, so now imagine a simple test like this where you are doing one thing, reading, applying your mind. In that our mind is not yet so focused. Life is much more complicated or not. And so Vivekananda said a very beautiful thing. To me, the essence of education is concentration of the mind, not collecting of the facts. If I had to do my education over again and had any voice in the matter, I would not study facts at all. I would develop the power of concentration and detachment, and then with a perfect instrument I could collect facts at will. This power of concentration is the most important power. Even this Dr. Wilder Penfield, he is a neuroscientist, neurosurgeon also. He also wrote beautifully, he said, if I had to live life over again, I would devote it to the study of human attention. So now, are you ready to learn some concentration techniques? What do you see here? You are seeing pink dots? You are seeing a plus? Now try and concentrate on the black cross in between. Intensely you concentrate on that and you will see something else. What did you see? Everything got disappeared and then what came? One green dot is going around. That's the power of concentration there. If you actually intensely stare at the black cross in between, initially you will see one green dot going around the pink dots, but if you concentrate more, the green dot alone will be there, none of the pink dots will be there. Are you able to see that? Same way, our power of the mind is so much. If we learn to focus, all the distractions, everything will just disappear, and what you want to achieve, that goal, you will be able to achieve very easily, very clearly. And so, move ahead. What are some of the concentration techniques? Let us see. So, same place, suppose you have a place where you are studying or whatever is your goal, you are practicing some sports or some singing or anything. The place makes a big difference. If you use the same place where there are no other distracting elements and something which will remind you of your goal always, some inspiring role models, concentration will become more easy for the mind. Picture of somebody inspiring. So place very important. Early morning time, our biological clock is made by the movement of the sun. The circadian rhythm works like that. Many people say that we are not the parrot personality, we are the owl personality. So we study in the night and we sleep in the day. But actually that is not according to our circadian rhythm. The mind will be fresh in the morning, and if one sleeps properly, sleep early, wake up early, that's the best way to concentrate is this. Sleep is a very important aspect in developing concentration. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, any mind which has, that person will have good amount of concentration. If my sleep becomes lesser, my ability to focus will become lesser. It's a proper documented brain research today. You can Google it up also. That during exams especially one requires good sleep. Generally we think that if I sleep I will forget. Nothing will happen. Don't worry. If you sleep, the memory will be reorganized better. So you will function more better. So fresh from sleep, go back. The mind is very positive in the morning. There are sattvic vibrations in the entire atmosphere, and that is one of the reasons why many great people wake up early and they are able to get a head start of the day, because all creative work in the morning is the best time to do that. Posture of the body also. If your head, neck and the spine is in a straight line, ability to concentrate is much better. But the moment we start slouching, we used to say that sit erect like an exclamation mark, not like a question mark. When we sit like a question mark, then our attention also gets distracted. So posture, place, time, those are very, very important. And if the same time you are able to sleep, same time you get up in the morning, the body will come into a beautiful rhythm. Go ahead. Then comes mindfulness. Every single task that we do, if we do with attention, concentration becomes a way of life. So even small tasks, if you wake up in the morning, you are brushing the teeth, you are walking, you are talking to anybody, you are writing something, you are eating your food. If you do everything with mindfulness, with full awareness, then you will also find that much lesser energy is required. You will not feel much stressed out, exhausted, tired, because you are conserving energy. And concentration also means the ability to take up something and complete it. Many people don't have that ability today. They shift from one work to other, they don't complete any work. Suppose they have to finish reading one page. They will read 5 lines, then they will say, no, that other work is more important. So they will open the email, try to finish answering the email. That email they will write half, then they will go to some chat, then they will go to some phone, they will do something else. If you are studying maths, suddenly you will feel, no, maths is more easier. I will go to something else, chemistry or English or anything else. Then you go to that and then you feel after some time, no, I think I should do something else. So that mind, very fickle it is. If I take up something, I finish that, I prioritize properly, saying, okay, this next 20 minutes, I am going to do this alone and nothing else matters. There is a technique of 20-10. If you are aware of that 20-10 technique. Pay attention for 20 minutes on something completely and finish it. Then take a small 10-minute break, walk around, see something else, come back, again take up another task, pay attention for 20 minutes. That if one is able to do, one is training one's attention to do one thing and do it fully. So that focus will increase with that. Concentration of the senses is another very important aspect. Our senses distract us. So steadiness of the body. So many times we are restless, we are shaking our legs, we are biting our nails, our eyes are unsteady, we are looking everywhere, here, there. So steadiness of the body. Eyes can be steady. The speech, if I am able to control. How do I listen with full attention? With touch, I am very sensitive. If I train my senses properly, even if I quieten my mind, I can listen to the heartbeat. These are internal sounds which are there, the sound of the breath, the heartbeat. Those things will improve. If 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you're just sitting quietly and try to listen to the heartbeat. You quieten the mind, you'll be able to listen. If you touch here, obviously you will feel it, but if you quieten the mind, you can listen to the beating of your heart. That requires a certain quietude, and it will improve concentration. Or just the sound of your breath. Focus only on the sound of the breathing. Inhalation, exhalation. That will also improve concentration a lot. So concentration of the senses plays a very important role. If my senses, one closes the eyes and visualizes the whole body. And with each part of the body, one takes a deep breath and tells the body to relax. Shall we do a small demonstration of that? You can sit erect. Pay attention to your breath. Breathe slow, slow inhalation, slow exhalation. Now, whichever part of the body I say, pay attention to that part. Feel that part of your body. Be aware of your head. Be aware of your neck. Be aware of your left shoulder, up to your fingers and your thumb of the left hand. Just pay attention to this part of your body. Your head, your neck, your left shoulder up to the fingers. Now take a deep breath. And as you exhale, mentally tell yourself, relax. Once again, take a deep breath. Relax. Shoulder up to your right hand, the finger. The entire right hand from the shoulders to the fingers. Take a deep breath. Relax. Once again, a deep breath. Relax. Be aware of your chest, your stomach, your navel. Take a deep breath. Relax. So as you exhale slowly, tell your mind to relax. Be aware of your entire back, from the neck to the base of your spine, upper back, middle back, the lower back. Take a deep breath and relax. Relax your entire left leg from the thighs to the toes. Inhale deeply. And slowly exhale. Relax. Relax your entire right leg from the thighs to the toes. Take a deep breath. Relax. Continue to breathe slow, steady and deep. Slowly exhale. Rub your palms. Place them on your face and gently open your eyes. This is called progressive muscle relaxation. If one does this, one pays attention to every part of the body, one will relax it. The deep breathing that you do will focus the breath, the energy to that part which you visualize. So this is the PMR technique. We also call this as Yoga Nidra. One can lie down horizontally also and do this beautifully. Go ahead. Now, even if you don't have time to relax the whole body, simple deep breathing itself is enough to quieten the mind. There is a very deep connection between the breath and the mind. In a yogic text called Hatha Yoga Pradipika is a beautiful line. Chale vatam chalam chittam nischale nischalam bhavet. If the breath is shallow, the mind will be wandering. If the breath is steady, the mind will become steady. So, Vayurodhanat liyate manaha. Ramana Maharshi said beautifully, the great saint from Tiruvannamalai in South India. So he said that if you control the breath, you can control the mind. Why? Because the breathing and the mind are very deeply connected. That enough research has been done today about the power of emotions on our breath and on our body also. And how every single thought we think creates a contraction of the muscles in the body, and it will affect stress, worries, etc. get locked up in the body, and many diseases are psychosomatic diseases because of that. And so breath is a medium through which we take in lot of pranic energy, and if the breathing becomes slow, steady and deep, especially when you want to focus, if you want to study something, you want to write something, you want to create something, where you want to focus specifically, 1 minute of simple deep breathing will help a lot. When the mind has passion, there is a different type of breathing. When the mind has focused completely, we are not even aware of our breath. So, we will find that the breathing and the mind are very connected. If you make the breathing deeper, mind will become quieter. It's a very simple, powerful technique. Even if you are feeling very angry, the breathing will be shallow. At that time, if you want to quieten the mind, what will you do? Take deep breaths. Few deep breaths and immediately you will see the shift in the attention of the mind, in the anger of the mind. So now in our culture there is a beautiful method of how to use the breath. So one technique you can again do is, you can try that now, one count, one inhalation and one exhalation is one breath. Now you can close your eyes and just count till 10. Just take 10 breaths without the mind wandering. One inhalation, one exhalation, that count is 1. Then again, one inhalation, one exhalation, that is 2. Just try and do that for 10 counts. If you find the mind has wandered, again start from 1. This technique if you apply, slowly the mind will learn to concentrate. Your ability to focus will increase. Try even for 5 counts right now. Just for 5 counts, breathe without thinking anything else. Only focus on the breath. Inhale, relax. Simple. The slower you do, the better will be the effect of it. And while you are doing this, as you inhale, tell yourself that I am inhaling strength, love and positivity. And as you are exhaling, you can say I am letting go of any weakness, any hatred and any negativity. So inhale strength, love, happiness. Exhale weakness, hatred, sorrow. Inhale, strength, love, happiness. Exhale, weakness, hatred, sorrow. All right. Open your eyes slowly. See, I am just giving you some tips today. You can practice it for longer time if you feel you are inspired by it, and you will see a big difference. Move on. So this is one way to, with the breath, energize the body, the mind, and the vital air. Everything can be energized. Other aspect is pranayam. Many of you may have learned of how to take in the breath, that is called purak. Then you hold the breath, that is called kumbhak, antakumbhak. Then you exhale slowly, and when you exhale completely, again you hold, that is called bahish kumbhak. So pranayam has these 4 steps. Take a deep breath. So how one does is like this, with this thumb and these 2 fingers. Take with your left nostril in, close. If you want, you can even bend these 2 fingers. This is the mudra actually, Vishnu mudra, and one does it. You want to try it, you can try. With your thumb, with these 2 fingers first, close the left nostril. Take a breath with the right nostril and hold the breath, lock. Hold for some time, then leave the left nostril, exhale. In this, the relaxation for 1 count, hold for 2 counts, exhale the same breath in 4 counts, and then again hold for 2 counts. 1:2:4:2. If that ratio one can breathe in, you will see just in a few days, even 10 days, you will see every day you are able to do 10 minutes of pranayam, you will see the improvement in. And there are special mudras in which you can hold your hand. And if you want to do pranayam in them, great. If not, just simple breathing. This is called chin mudra. Holding both the hands in this. So this is where you have to press. And these 3 fingers must be straight and touching each other, not like this. Straight. This is chin mudra. If one holds the hand in chin mudra, both the hands are kept facing the sky. These are energy centers in our hands. They will receive lot of cosmic energies. And that's why in meditation, in pranayam, etc., we keep the hand palms facing the sky. So if the hands are kept like this in chin mudra, breathe for 5 minutes, simple inhalation, exhalation, deep breathing, chin mudra. This is called chinmay mudra, where you press here. Along with this, you press here. All the 3 fingers will press here. Chin mudra, chinmay mudra. Again, one holds the hand like this. If you sit down on your thighs, you put the hand palms facing the sky. So chin mudra, chinmay mudra. Then the thumb will press here, and the other 4 fingers will press the thumb. This is Adi Mudra. And the last is this, Meru Danda. These 4 mudras are very powerful. Chin Mudra, Chinmay Mudra, Adi Mudra, Meru Danda Mudra. If these 4 mudras you are able to practice even 5 minutes each day, you will see again an improvement in concentration. Okay, what is written here? Can you read quickly? Good. Some of you are able to see. Bad eyes. What is written is bad eyes. Right. Go ahead. Next one. So, do you believe that multitasking is an important skill to succeed in today's competitive world? Yes or no? How many of you have written in your CV that I am a multitasker? Anybody? Oh, you have not yet gone into the job, this thing, so you may not have made your CV at all. But people write, I am good at multitasking and all that. So what are some examples of multitasking? Anyone? Multitasking means what? Doing more than one thing at a time. So what are some examples? Our day-to-day life, many of you are good at multitasking, so give me some examples. Writing with both hands, okay? That's a very specialized skill, not everybody will have. Anything else? So some examples, yeah, go ahead. So listening to music while I do the exercise, talking on the phone while driving, drinking coffee while reading newspaper, texting during lectures or restroom, watching TV or computer while eating food, reading a book, listening to music, doodling during a lecture, multiple windows are open on a computer and doing so many things simultaneously. So these are some examples. Do you think this is a good skill to cultivate, multitasking? Yes or no? Initially everybody said very clearly that yes, and now some of you are saying no. Think about it. You have your paper right with you there. This. We'll do a small multitasking exercise. Okay. So listen to my instruction carefully. And when I say start, then you have to start. For this exercise, you have to time yourself. So you may need your phone, your stopwatch, you have to time yourself. So what you need to do is simple. You have to write a sentence, and the sentence is, multitasking is the greatest myth, followed by, you have to write numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 28. This is the exercise. First part of the exercise is this. Multitasking is the greatest myth. Then you write 1, 2, up to 28. Got the instruction? Your time starts now. When you complete this, tell me how much time you took to complete it. In one line you write the sentence, and below that line you write the numbers. If you have done, you have to write how many seconds or minutes you took to finish it. And just share. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 28 you go ahead and write. Finished? How much time you took? 1 minute. 1 minute 10 seconds. 3 seconds. Oh, 1 minute 3 seconds. 42 seconds. Okay. 34 seconds. All right. Now the second part of the exercise, listen again carefully. You have to write the same thing what you wrote, but you have to alternate between the alphabet and number. So M below that 1, U below that 2, L below that 3. Got it? Same sentence, multitasking is the greatest myth, but you have to alternate between the alphabet and number. Time starts now. Earlier you wrote the whole sentence, then you wrote the number. Now you write one alphabet, one number, one alphabet, one number, and complete it. Same sentence, same numbers. Done? How much time you took? Earlier, how much time you took? 34. Anybody else who has finished? Finished? How much time? 1 minute 12 seconds. So many of you who have completed it, which one took more longer time? Second one. Mentally, which one was more easy to do? First one or second one? First one. So what happens actually is, why is the first one easy? Because you are doing one thing, finishing it, going to the next one. In the second exercise, you are switching between one task to the other, again going back to first task, again coming back to the second task. This is called switch tasking. It appears I am doing something simultaneously, but actually I am not. I am only switching. So if you are eating food while watching TV, your attention is shifting between watching the food, watching the TV and eating the food. Switch tasking that is happening. If you are listening to music and driving, attention is switching between music and the driving. This switching of attention drains the mind's energies. And so today it is documented properly with research that multitasking is a myth. Do you know from where this word multitasking came? It came from the IT field, from computers. When I was studying in IT, we learned this multitasking. And computers do multitasking, so printing will happen simultaneously, copying will happen, some word processing will be done simultaneously. But even a computer, when it is doing simultaneous things, the processor speed will reduce. So now we need faster and faster processors because multitasking is so much more. And so there is a beautiful video that you will see. Yeah, go ahead. So in the Gita there is a beautiful shloka which says that the people who have a well-resolved mind, who are very strong in their willpower, are people whose mind is single-pointed. And those people, many branched and endless are the thoughts of the irresolute. Those whose willpower is weak, those who are not able to achieve their goals. Bahushakha yanantascha buddhayo avyavasayinam. So our culture gives a great emphasis on doing one thing at a time, paying full attention and developing concentration. Yeah, here will be the video. Play.
Turns out that multitasking is a myth. We think that we're doing a whole bunch of things at once, but we're not actually, because the brain doesn't work that way. And a number of studies now have shown, from Earl Miller's lab at MIT and others, that what we're really doing is we're paying attention to one thing for a little bit of time, and then another, and then another, and then we come back around to the first. And all of these are separate projects that are occurring in separate parts of the brain. They require a separate start time, a separate monitoring process, and you end up fractionating your attention into little bits and pieces, not really engaging fully in any one thing. All that switching across tasks comes with a neurobiological cost. It takes resources. So after an hour or two of attempting to multitask, if we find that we're tired and we can't focus, it's because those very neurochemicals we needed to focus are now gone. There are some jobs that require not multitasking because we know it doesn't exist, but this kind of rapid switching. Air traffic controller, simultaneous translator at the UN, journalists, monitoring all these different things at once. And we can take a tip from the air traffic controllers who, as part of their duty cycle, are required after every hour and a half or 2 hours of work, it's mandated that they take a 15 to 30-minute break. And that means an unplugged, disconnected break where they go for a walk, or music, they exercise, something to restore all of the burned up neurochemicals. You might ask during this period of our evolution when there's all this information is the brain adapting and changing. And yes, it is. The brain adapts and changes all the time. Evolution is happening all the time. Unfortunately, it's rather sluggish. We talk about it in terms of evolutionary lag, and generally speaking, it takes about 20,000 years for the brain to catch up with the way the environment is, and in terms of how it's encoded in the genome. So 20,000 years from now, our brains may have evolved to deal with it. In the meantime, we have to employ strategies, just a little bit more self-discipline than we currently use, to filter out unwanted or unnecessary input. I'm not talking about the time for at least a few hours a day.
So very simple, how he said every task requires a beginning time, processing time, monitoring time, and different tasks when we do, different parts of the brain are simultaneously doing many things and it will drain the energy. So they have done all this research and found very clearly to do one thing at a time is the best. So concentration is that aspect. Swami Chinmayananji, my teacher, he used to say this, bring your mind where your hands are. So where I am sitting, where my hands are, where my body is, my mind should be there. Otherwise body is in one place, mind is somewhere else, then that is where the distractions happen. Go ahead. So doing one thing at a time, doing anything less than full attention is simply irresponsible, and one will see there are a lot of costs to that also. So many accidents that are happening, they happen because attention is not paid properly. So many times people are very unproductive because of multitasking. They are not able to focus. So millions of dollars of man hours are lost because of that multitasking. And so here is another beautiful video of Swamiji where he speaks about this. Hover the cursor on that.
Naturally, the work becomes excellent. Excellent work shall produce excellent results. We cheat ourselves from our successes by our unintelligent dissipation of the mind in our over-anxiety for the fruits thereof. Krishna is giving a tip to us. There is a wonderful feeling that you will achieve. And in achieving, do your journey. Find out the battle. Let every arrow go and hit the point that you want. Don't worry about it. Don't evaluate that their army is long, and after that our army is needed. Don't participate and distract your mind. Your mind will come so. Directly you must be patient. Is that all? Learn to work thus with your mind where your hands are working. We don't do it. We work with our hands, our mind is wandering all over. So the hand that is working is a mindless hand. Mindless hand that cannot afford to expect any great result. Keep your mind where your hands are on. Be here now and that. We are never here. We are everywhere but not here. Either we are wandering in the past. I should not have done it. I don't know why I did it. Or you are in the future. We are get the result later. You are never here and now. Learn to be here and now. Bring all your mind and your attention in the present. Where the hand is doing a job. The performance will become excellent. Excellent performance will always give the excellent result. There is a tip for how to achieve Excellent results for your life. Continue.
Right. So a simple tip that Swamiji gave, bring your mind where your hands are. Doing anything with full attention. If you are writing something, be there fully. You are eating, be there fully. You are talking to somebody, be there fully. If I do this, I will naturally be able to achieve great success. Error rate will be much lesser, enjoyment will be much more. And so that's the tip of the Gita. I will conclude with last 2 points. One is the ability to focus our attention. We want to train. One method we learnt is focusing on the breath. Second method is these two, here the space between the two eyebrows or the space in your heart. These are two focal points of concentration. Every day if you are able to visualize here or here, visualize a circle of light and invoke any form you like into it. We have given just a symbol Om. Om is a sound. The whole universe, the sound is A, U and Ma. The entire universe is pervaded by these three sounds and all combinations are of these three sounds. So just if you visualize Om here or here, it will help you to pay attention, and any other form comes into the mind, leave it, again come back to Om, either here or here. Now, if we follow this, you have to retain that form in the mind. Om, if you see, it should not change to any other shape, it should not change to any other color. Here we have blue color background, white color Om. So in a space between the two eyebrows, visualize this blue color square, white color Om, and keep the mind focused on that. If the square becomes a circle, again bring it back to square. If that Om which is white becomes red, tells you to train the attention. That technique is called BMOR, Basic Mental Object Retention. Go to this, I'll come back to this. Go to the next one. Next one. See, this is the technique, Basic Mental Object Retention. Now listen to this.
This mental fitness personal training video will teach you one of the most powerful neurosculpting brain training techniques you can use to boost your power and concentration to levels that you may come in your life. Do you want improved concentration? Do you want to start right now on one simple brain exercise? A few short minutes to learn something that might just change your life? If the answer to those questions is yes, listen carefully now, because I'm about to train you in one simple technique that can boost your brain power by controlling your attention. Hello, my name is T. LeBron Lawrence, mental fitness author and mental fitness trainer for Dynamic Mental Fitness Training. The technique I'm sharing with you is based off of a very special training approach featured in Neurosculpting, the most effective mental fitness exercise and brain training program on the planet. Neurosculpting is a specially designed system that actually reshapes the connective structure of your brain cells so that your brain is more powerful and efficient. Similar to how training your muscles makes you stronger, gives you more endurance, and allows you to do more with your physical talent. To learn more about neurosculpting, go to www.neuro-sculpting.com. That's neuro-sculpting.com. And now, here's one of the most dynamic mental fitness and brain training exercises you can do to totally boost your mental concentration. The mental training technique is called Basic Mental Object Retention. For this exercise, there's a special rule I want you to keep in mind. The more you practice holding your attention onto a single object, the more powerful your mind becomes. Anyone who can hold a single image, thought, or idea in their mind for as long as they wish, in total defiance of distracting thoughts, emotions, or outside influences, has the dynamic mental power it takes to accomplish anything they put their mind to. Therefore, when training your mind using neurosculpting techniques, you can feel confident every minute you sacrifice in boosting your skill is moving you to your goals. So with that in mind, for this exercise, you're going to need a stopwatch or get hold of a timer that has an audible alarm to notify you when a session has expired. Also, have a piece of paper with a pen or pencil ready so that you can jot down notes about what you experienced during the exercise. Reserve a time and a place where you can focus without being disturbed by others. Take one slow, deep breath and center your attention on the task at hand. Concern yourself with nothing else, because this exercise, while you're doing it, is the most important thing in the world. That is the entire point of applicable concentration upon a task. Form a single image in your mind. Perhaps a triangle, a circle, or a square. Just make sure the image is simple enough so that you can maintain a crisp, clear image of it without a great deal of struggle. Your task is to hold the image crisp and clear in your mind for as long as you can without it fading away, shifting color, or warping shape. When the image fades, shifts, or warps, and especially if you become distracted by a competing thought, stop the exercise, stop the timer, and write down how long you are able to hold the image integrity. Then, take another slow, deep breath to recenter your attention and begin again, but this time try to surpass your previous time. Like any mirror sculpting technique, if you set aside just 15 to 20 minutes a day to practice this incredible method until you can perform it for 10 to 15 minutes straight without becoming distracted, you will achieve a level of attention control that's stronger than almost anybody you know. You can then take that new level of skill and apply it to any task or goal you're working toward for success. To really accelerate your progress, practice twice a day for 30 days. This free training was brought to you by Neurosculpting.
So, such a simple technique, they call it BMOR. You hold a square or a circle with a particular color in your mind, and if it is shifting, if it is fading, or it changes shape, then you note down for how long were you able to hold it in your mind. Again, take a deep breath, again you start visualizing and try to increase your duration of holding it. This, if you practice, what they are calling neurosculpting is what the great masters in the past they taught through meditation, holding on to the form of Om. So if one practices this, again one is training the attention. And in spiritual field, we have a power of form and the power of sound. So mantra is the power of sound. Go back, one more slide. So mantra is a potent spiritual sound formula. So using a picture and using sound, we can develop concentration tremendously. And every culture has mantras. In Hinduism there are mantras, there is Sikhism, there is Ikonkar, in Jainism there is Navkar mantra, in Buddhism there is Om Padme Hum. Like that every culture has mantras. Christianity has Jesus or Hail Mary. Like that every culture will have mantras which one can repeat. And one focuses only on the sound of that mantra. One of the most powerful mantras which people can use, which is connected to the sun. And sun is not a god in any particular religion only. Sun is the universal symbol of light, energy. So the Gayatri mantra, go ahead, is very, very powerful, especially for the students, which says that sun, which illumines the all the three worlds, may that light of knowledge enliven and empower our intellects. So the sun is symbol of service, the sun is symbol of brightness, of brilliance, of energy, of light, of knowledge. And every day when we think of the sun, 5 minutes, if you just chant Gayatri Mantra for 11 times, you are invoking that power of energy, power of the sun, imbibing brightness and brilliance in life, the mind will be very positive and strong. And so this is another way to concentrate. Chanting of the mantra, paying attention on the sound, and accompanied by visualizing the sun or facing the sun, you see it, absorb the light, chant the mantra. And the last point is, these are techniques what I told you, but the secret of all concentration is love. If I love anything, I will focus. Suppose I love chemistry, then my mind will focus in chemistry. If I love cricket, I watch cricket now, whatever the cricket series is going on, then automatically my mind will focus on that. If I love music, the mind will absorb in that. So whatever I am doing, if I am able to invoke love in my heart for that, definitely my concentration will improve. And so these are various methods, techniques, attitudes by which one can improve one's concentration. I wish you all great success in achieving all your goals, having a happy life, and experiencing love and fulfillment. Thank you very much. Let's go to the last slide. No, last one. Escape from that and go to the last one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last one. So our website, yeah, play that. Our website is chinmaymission.com. That's our global website. You can be in touch with the Chinmay Mission programs that we have. Many programs are done online also. We have our youth website, which is called chinmayuvakendra.com. I serve in Mumbai. So Chinmay Mission Mumbai is where our programs are held. YouTube. We have Swami Sughoshananji here. He takes care of the Chinmay Mission in Fonda here. And we also coordinates the youth activities in the entire Goa. So we have a youth meet that is coming up on this Sunday, and the topic is Prepare to Win. I will request Swamiji to please come up and share the details about that program. And he also conducts weekly classes. Sunday regular sessions are held for the youth, where systematic discussions happen and one learns about spiritual knowledge and empowers one's life.
Hello. How was the talk? Are you still focused? Oh, good. But I heard this talk for the first time from Swamiji, and there were brilliant ideas and techniques, practical tips to concentrate. I'm sure you will follow at least one of the techniques and improve your concentration. If you want to learn more of such techniques for your own growth, whether it is in academics or spirituality or as a personality, if you want to grow, we conduct regular camps and classes. Whenever such youth friendly or who addresses youth and communicates with youth, as Swamijis come to our ashram, we see that we have a youth camp also. Swamiji was the All India Chinmay Yuva Kendra West Zone Director. So Swamiji has conducted many youth empowerment programs. More than 100 students he has trained for 3 months, and then they served India for 9 months. So myself and Swamiji, Swami Swatmananji, will be conducting a camp this Sunday, that is on 11th. It is a day camp from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. The title of this camp is Prepare to Win. Eligibility is standard 9th up to age 28 years. Now what do we do in this camp? The points are ice-breaking games. As you enter, there will be a very interesting game session for you, that is called ice-breaking games. Then Swamiji will be addressing on higher ways to win, wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. There will be a quiz, interactions. You can ask your questions if you have any on your career, on your related to your mind, etc. Question and answer sessions. You will be provided lunch and snacks during this camp, and the registration charges are just rupees 100. So I have shared this with your Shriyang sir, and one of the students here. We had shared the poster of this online, but I think, what is your good name? This boy? Karthik. I have shared this with the Karthik. Please, this poster and the link, registration link. Those of you are interested, please come. This is going to happen in Ponda, Chinmaya Aradhana Ashram, just walkable distance from the bus stand, Ponda main market bus stand. Please come. It is opposite LIC office, Kadpaban, Ponda, Goa. Okay. सगळ्यांनी यात आणि खूप फायदो घेयात कॅम्पसो. ही सगळ्यांक एक सुचोवणी. हरि ओम.
Good afternoon, students. So I hope that all of you have gained all the things. You have noted down all the things Swamiji has told you. So this is a very important topic for the present generation, because even we face that all the students here, they lack concentration power. So it was an important topic, and thank you for delivering this to our students. I request our HOD of General Department, Ma'am Grizel Pereira, to kindly give a memento to Swami Swarmanandji. It was an honor to have Swami Swarmanandji and Swami Shubhosanandji with us here. Sir, thank you for delivering the concepts, all the techniques with our students. I thank you on behalf of management, students, staff of RIT College, and it's a very important topic. I hope our students will now focus and concentrate in class and even in their life. Thank you, sir.